When Cheryl and Howard, a young couple, welcomed their first child, they were utterly astounded by their dog's peculiar behavior towards the baby. When they eventually uncovered the truth behind their pet's actions, they were deeply shaken to their core. After being together for nearly a decade, Howard and Cheryl received the life-changing news that they were expecting a baby. A few years ago, they started trying to have children, but they faced some difficulties along the way. Cheryl had a hard time dealing with the idea that she might not be able to have children. Howard loved his wife very much, and it made him sad to see her feeling that way. To make her happy, he got a cute and loving dog. When Howard brought the dog home to Cheryl, she was beyond excited and happy. She named the dog Mittens and devoted all her love and attention to raising and training him. A few years passed, and although the couple cherished their life with Mittens, they never abandoned their dream of having a baby together. One day, Howard noticed something strange occurring with Mittens. The dog constantly stuck by Cheryl's side and would whimper at the door, even when she just needed to use the bathroom. Howard examined the dog closely, but couldn't identify any signs of health issues. Confused, he joined his wife on the couch that evening after dinner. However, as he approached the couch, Mittens jumped onto Cheryl's lap and growled at Howard. The couple was completely bewildered. Mittens usually loved Howard and enjoyed sitting on the couch with both of them. So what made this day different? Cheryl had a theory, but it was quite far-fetched. Mittens became more protective of Cheryl, especially when Howard hugged or kissed her. To confirm her theory, Cheryl quietly went to the bathroom. 20 minutes later, she returned to the living room crying. He quickly went to Cheryl and, as he hugged her, he saw the positive pregnancy test she was holding. Howard joined his wife in shedding tears of joy, and then he went to give Mittens plenty of treats as a reward for being so loyal to Cheryl. Yes, Mittens was truly perceptive. Luckily, their dog continued to protect their family even after the pregnancy ended. After what seemed like a very long time, Cheryl finally gave birth to a beautiful and healthy baby girl. They decided to name her Sky, which was a tribute to the vibrant blue color of Mittens' eyes. When Cheryl returned home, she was greeted by her husband and best friend, who were both excited to celebrate and lend a helping hand with baby Sky. She also had another person she could depend on, Wanda. Cheryl and her best friend Wanda became friends when Cheryl met Howard. Wanda was a bridesmaid at their wedding and spent a lot of time with both Cheryl and Howard. She had even helped them find their home. The couple decided together that Wanda would be called Auntie Wanda by Sky. They were grateful to have her support as they adjusted to their new life with the baby. Strangely, even though everything seemed to be going fine, Mittens did not appear relieved at all. The dog kept guarding Cheryl and Sky and spent the first night desperately asking to stay close to the baby the whole time. Cheryl and Howard found this behavior to be very strange. They thought Mittens would become calmer after Sky's birth, but instead the dog became more restless and anxious than before. Howard and Cheryl ignored the behavior for a few nights. They were exhausted and overwhelmed themselves, so they thought maybe the whole household would be a bit disorganized for a while as they adjusted to having Sky as part of the family. About a week later, Howard became concerned when he noticed that Mittens had developed a new routine. The dog would guard Sky at night and refuse to go on walks unless Cheryl and the baby were present. Around 2 months after Sky was born, both Howard and Cheryl had become frustrated with their dog. It was a challenging situation. They loved Mittens very much and wanted to keep him, but they were getting more uncomfortable with his recent disobedience. The most important thing was ensuring Sky's safety. The couple had a lot on their minds and very little time to sit down and talk things through. That is until one night when Howard conspired with Wanda to plan a surprise date for his wife. Wanda was supposed to come over and babysit so that Howard could pleasantly surprise his wife and take her out for dinner. It was a kind gesture, and Cheryl gladly agreed to go out for the first time without Sky. When it was time to leave the house, Cheryl felt extremely anxious about leaving her baby behind. She was grateful to have her best friend there to assist, but even Wanda couldn't calm Mittens down. As Howard and Cheryl walked out the door, Mittens started barking, howling, and showing clear signs of distress. Cheryl thought about not going, but she took a deep breath and left, hoping to show Mittens that being apart for a while was not a big deal. The couple had a fantastic date that night. They were able to bond over their concerns about Mittens and have meaningful conversations about various aspects of their lives. Howard held a prestigious position in the government and enjoyed sharing interesting details about his work. Cheryl liked hearing about things that didn't involve the baby because she had been busy taking care of Sky for the past 2 months. The night was going great, until Wanda called in the middle of dinner and asked them to return home. Apparently, Mittens had tried to bite Wanda when she put him in his crate. The dog had become very upset, and she didn't know how to comfort him. Howard and Cheryl decided to end their date early and returned home to help Wanda. When they arrived home, they found Skye peacefully sleeping in her crib, while Wanda was in the room watching television with Mittens. They apologized to their friend and ensured that she was okay. When Wanda left, Cheryl turned her attention to Mittens. The dog's behavior was incredibly strange. As the front door closed, the dog immediately calmed down. Howard opened the crate door to release the dog. The couple stood silently in confusion as they observed their dog happily walking towards Skye's room. They decided to go to sleep and resolve the Mittens situation with clear minds in the morning. Later that night, Howard woke up, recalling the security cameras he had installed in his house a few months ago. He sprung out of bed and rushed to his computer to see what had really happened between Mittens and Wanda. He hoped that reviewing the footage would provide some insight into what had been causing the dog's distress. But Howard was surprised when he found out that the footage from the previous night had been erased. Perplexed, he continued searching through his archives and realized that a significant number of files had been deleted. Howard felt a shiver down his spine as he recognized a pattern among the deleted files. The missing footage was only from Skye's room. Nearly every night since Skye was born, the images had been deleted. So Howard installed a new hidden camera and made sure to back up its footage separately from his usual system. To avoid alarming Cheryl, he decided not to tell her about it until the next day. After reviewing the video, Howard rushed to show Cheryl right away. She burst into tears and quickly called the police. The couple couldn't believe what they had witnessed in the hidden camera footage. The police arrived at the scene and confirmed that there had indeed been a break-in at night. The intruder would enter through the window of Skye's room and leave the same way every night. Howard and Cheryl were horrified to discover that someone had been repeatedly sneaking into their baby's room. Their fear grew even more when the police told them that the person involved was a woman named Wanda. It was revealed that Wanda was, in fact, a foreign intelligence agent who had been assigned to monitor Howard's work in government security. She had laid the groundwork for her infiltration almost a decade ago. She initially became the couple's closest friend and then helped them find a home that had a small secret room built into it. The police had to demolish a wall in Skye's bedroom to uncover a hidden area where Wanda had set up a research nest on Howard, along with equipment for long-range communication. They also discovered a safe containing money and passports. The police conducted a search for Wanda, but have been unsuccessful in locating her to this day. The parents were shocked and frightened to think that they had left their defenseless baby with a woman who had only pretended to care about them. Wanda likely had no plans to harm Skye, but her deceitful actions caused the parents to fear and dislike her. Mittens became much calmer after Wanda disappeared, and Howard and Cheryl regarded her as a hero for the rest of her life. They were thankful for her protective nature towards their baby girl. What an incredible twist! Have you ever trusted a friend or family member with your children and found out they didn't deserve your trust? Tell us in the comments below, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.